What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. This week I'm back for a new video, and this time we have a new tutorial for making hard techno kicks and industrial kicks. So in this one I'm gonna show you from start to finish how to make your own samples and create your own industrial and hard techno kicks. We're gonna go through each step and you're gonna create numerous kicks with this framework. You can get also the project file in the link in the description to get the samples that I've made in this video, and also to get the framework and the racks that I use for these kicks. You can get also for free 30 samples of hard industrial or hard techno kicks like these. The link is also in the description. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so first we're gonna create some kick punches, so you can use the synths of your choice. I'm gonna use Serum. You can start from the init preset. You can choose first a sine wave, then you're just gonna create a kind of punch, so here like this. You're gonna draw down the octave, then put another envelope and link it to the coarse pitch. And there you go, you have a kick. You can then render this to audio, and with that we're gonna do numerous kicks. Once you have this, you can also play here with the pitch and the warp mode to make something to your liking. And I'm gonna do plenty of that, and we're gonna create a sound bank. You can go also an easier way, just take kick 3. You can take any preset from kick 3 and then use it to render this to audio. So let's take for instance this one. There you go, you have one. You can then duplicate, take whatever preset, maybe take some classic techno or trance. These are pretty clicky. I'm gonna also with the hat here. There you go. This one is good. I'm gonna take another one. There you go. And with all of this, so you can render this to audio, take this one, this one, this one, and you're gonna create your library. Okay, so once we have that, we're gonna go back to Serum, and now we're gonna create some raw punches. So this one will be a lot subject to your liking in terms of how you want to sound design your punches. If you want to go more raw style, tempo-ish, or more industrial, more hard techno, whatever. We're gonna use first this saw wave. I'm gonna use this and create a punch. So you can draw a punch like this, for instance. You link it to the level. And there you go, you can put the randomization down, put some distortion. Let's use diode 2. Put it to envelope. I'm gonna use multiband compression. Then we're gonna use an envelope, and we can use the height 28. Let's create some resonancy. Let's drive it. We can use another one and create some FN synthesis here. Then we can make some movement in some of the parameters. So let's take, for instance, this one. Let's create a weird shape like this, and let's put it to cut off all of the filter. We can draw also a reverb gate if we want, like this. We're gonna draw this to the reverb here. So we can now start to render this to audio. So we have a first one. We can have then short kind of attack. And then we can create some very weird stuff using here the filter. You can use any flanges or comb filters if you prefer. You can try, for instance, this could work. There you go. So here, just play around. You can create other parameters. So for instance, I can make the FM move a little bit also. There you go. You have one. You can change here the filter. Change here. There you go. I'm gonna use also here a different filter. There you go. It's even more hard stylish. And just create different kind of sounds. Okay, there you go. We have a few ones. We're gonna again create a folder here. Okay. Oh, and by the way, you can make like heavy raw punches if you mix all together those kick processing. For instance, like this, because it's gonna clip on the master and you can just record this and you can get those nasty punches. So let's make a few of them. Next, we are going to create rumbles. So for that, we're gonna use the kick punches that we just made and we're gonna all draw them here. Use Control to put them all together. We're gonna make some rumbles. So for that, I'm gonna use the convolution reverb because I like how it sounds. I'm gonna put this convolution reverb 100%. I'm gonna put it on every punches and just take different kind of convolution modes or impulse responses. So I like the nuclear reactor. We're gonna take this one, and then you can all put them. We're gonna put an EQ and first reduce a bit that area because usually it's there. You go. Gonna draw them down so that they don't clip, and then you bounce this track in places. There you go. You have 5 different rumbles and we're going to use that later on. So again, we're going to create bank and this is going to be very useful to make our kicks. Okay, so next we are going to make some process rumble. So we're going to create a distortion chain. So you can take any plugins or instruments that you have from Ableton if you want audio effects that can actually distort the sound. So I'm going to create a chain. We can take the amp, we can take cabinet, we can take drum bus, dynamic tube, overdrive, pedal, and that will be good for now. So we're gonna put a dry wet to other kind of percentage. Let's put it like this. Let's group it and we're gonna apply this here. And you can create these kind of process rumble. We can then use here, pitch it down also. We're gonna use the other rumbles that we've made. Take that chain. We can change the parameters. This one is good. I can push the distortion even more and put, for instance, 2 chains. There you go. I will make one here. You can also rewarp it and then pitch it up and then bounce it. We're gonna use this afterwards also. So I'm gonna consolidate these and then create a processed rumbles chain. And final step here, we're gonna create some mid or top kicks. So to do that, we're gonna take back our punches, use Control to draw them in line like this. And then we are going to put some distortion back. So I can use the audio effect that I made here, but this time I'm gonna put some EQ before and after, because otherwise it clips. And since it's more of top kicks, I'm gonna use this and make shorter kind of tops. So I can make this one. I can use different kind of processing, process it even more, and use like big filters like this. And you can also create some raw punches. I can create and put some like this. I'm gonna use and create another chain with more analog stuff or other kind of plugins that are not from Ableton, so you can see me and try it from scratch also. Okay, I can put Camel Crusher again. I can put another decapitator, then use another kind of EQ with another style. I'm gonna do that as well. There you go. Then using the pitch down button. There you go on the final one here. There you go. So again, bouncing these all to audio. I will create another folder, distorted punches. And now we're gonna see and go to the processing. So this is the part you've been looking for. So after all these steps, you should be able to get a few folders here with all the samples that we've made. So we have first the kick punches, so clean punches like this. Then you will have your raw punches, the distorted punches, industrial punches, and your rumbles that are unprocessed. And we are now going to use this and process them to make your hard techno kicks. Okay, and now guys, I'm going to show you a framework to make some industrial or hard techno kicks with these samples. So I've built it. I try to use only Ableton plugins and just a few distortion. Out of Ableton, you can use all the type of distortion plugins that you own. You can get this for free if you want. So the link is in the description, and I'm gonna show you how it's built, how it works, and how you can manipulate it to make your own kicks and just have fun with it. So there's a main kick group, and inside of it there's a rumble kick group, which is the mid and lower part of the kick, and then you get those tops on top of it, and then just a few compression and clipping stuff on the big group. The reason I do that is that usually I want my mids and lows to be really glued and compressed together so that it just have a nice groove and drive to it. But usually when I do that, I lose a bit of the top and the dynamic from it. So that's why I like to add some tops on top of it after. So I'm gonna show you how it works. First, let's hear how it sounds. I've used only the samples that I've just made, and this is how it sounds. So I'm gonna first start with the rumble. So for the rumbles, I've used several layers from the kicks and the rumbles samples that I've made. Basically, what I want to do is having something really compressed, and on the group, I want the low mids and the bass to be really enhanced. So that's why I have this type of EQ, but I really want to cut those resonances that are usually between 100 Hz and 300 Hz. So you see, if I withdraw this, I usually have this nasty resonancy. I'm usually having like a low rumble. So here I just use the rumble 4 that I've made. And what I want here is just the sub. And the other layers are going to be for the grit. This one is already gritty because it's already processed rumble. And sometimes it's gonna add up to this and create some nice distorting phasing feeling. And this one is more like a bassy sound. But basically, you can see you can try different pitch, different speeds, and you can just play with it to create some interesting tones. I'm gonna show you after. This is the rumble. For the kick, really simple. Just using the punch. I'm cutting this part because otherwise it's gonna be clipped, and I'm actually use lots of tops here, so it's gonna be enough. Here it's really just the punchy mids and lows. I distort it. And what I make sure to keep some dynamics and having a nice sidechain is having this kickstart on. Okay? And this is going to be my rumble kick. So for this, I'm distorting a lot. You see I'm using the inflator, I'm using saturator, I'm using the OTT to compress, I'm using stage 1. This is to make the thing a bit wider, to manage the wideness. You can use Ozone Imager, you can use another plugin, it's just that I like this one. I make sure my bass is in mono. When I have too much bass, I use this bass flow extender, which compresses a bit and gives a bit more nice movement to it. And you see I still have these nasty resonances, so that's why I cut like this. I have a sus2 just for the resonances, but here it's fine. And really important, this compression at the end, so that it's not too flat, because I have lots of compression here and distortion, so I really want to give back some dynamics. So I'm using a little bit of attack, some pump, and a bit of sustain. I'm just gonna give a nice rhythm and just a clipper at the end. This is my rumble kick, and then on top of that, you will have, as much as you want, some top kicks, some raw punches, some gritty layers, mid layers. So for instance, here I'm using industrial punch, and I can just pitch it down, add some other type of distortion, add some reverb, and making sure I still keep the punch, because otherwise it's going to be too flat. So these are very important, these compressions, this sidechain. This is what makes the thing work, because otherwise, if I don't have these, everything is so compressed that I lose all the dynamics. So you will see here, I still have one also, really to have a punchy layer. And this one also, I'm using here, this. And each time I'm just adding some distortion to make it more nasty, making sure I don't have any lows on those layers, because everything in the lows happens here. And at the end, everything is grouped together. I just clip it. I can add some reverb if I want more of that feeling. I can then just EQ here, just some EQs too, because I have lots of resonances here. Usually Oxford inflator, a last crispy distortion, another inflator, and whatever you want, just to clip it. And then it's just about playing with these layers to make something different. So let's say we start with this. I can change the raw layer here. I can try another induced punches. I can change the top kick here with some . Let's change the grid. Okay, let's see if I want to change the rumble. I can use an unprocessed one. So let's hear how it sounds. And there you go, you have another one. I can use also a process rumble here to change a bit. There you go, you have something different. I know I have also some gates here. So let's take, for instance, this raw punch. And I'm gonna use only go. I will add even more character. I can use also a delay. I have a delay rack here that I like. So inside it's just lots of delays, 16th delay, 8th delay, dotted, and so on. So let's add another punch. I can just stack up these and make insane kicks. And there you go. And the more you have some samples like these to build up, so just you can create like infinite amount of kicks and your own sample packs. So just create lots of raw punches in Serum, create lots of process rumbles. You can also just create like on the go. So let's take, for instance, this kick. I'm gonna just EQ and distort like a lot and create some nasty layers. And there you go. And whatever the samples that you will put in, as long as you keep those compression layers, the transient shapers, the kickstarts, the sidechain, it's going to feel like a kick. If you withdraw this, everything's going to be feel like flat as a pancake. But yeah, just have fun with it. Try different samples. You can use also samples from your library and just have fun with it. So let's take, for instance, those kick builders industrial that are very good from Techno, and I can use also their punch. And there you go, you can make those kicks. Alright guys, so I hope you like it. Thank you guys so much, and I see you in the next one. Ciao guys.